Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
What's up, everybody? I'm JT Magnum, and welcome to NinerNews. I'm a little late on the video this week. I do apologize. I got a lot of things going on. Thanksgiving's coming up. I have travel plans and things like that I've been doing. But I wanted to bring you guys this video, talk about the win on Sunday against the Washington Redskins. It was a 17-13 win. It was a gritty win. It was a grinded out kind of win. It was a hard fought game. You got to give the Washington Redskins credit. They were, like, I believe, the 10th ranked defense in the NFL. So they naturally gave the offense fits. I believe any team can give our offense fits with the way our play calling is, and we'll get to that in a second. But a late touchdown by Carlos Hyde gave us the win, and sealed, and then the defense, of course, did its job again at the end and sealed the victory for the 49ers. Now let's talk about the offense first. Play calling. Once again, play calling. I felt the Niners got away from the run. That is the 49ers' identity. We run the ball. San Francisco runs the ball. They run the ball a lot. I know there was a couple fumbles by Hyde and by Gore, and I understand that and everything. Washington's a great defense, but I felt like every time the 49ers should have, they didn't audible correctly, and I think that's on Cap, and I think that's also on Roman, because you line up in the scrimmage, you see how they're lined up, and if they're obviously playing the run, then audible to a pass. And I get it, they did it on occasion, but when they're obviously playing the pass, audible to a run. Switch it up. You see Peyton Manning audible to runs all the time. I know Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos pass the ball a lot, but he does audible to runs. He reads defenses. And I think Cap and Roman have to start recognizing that. And also, another thing is, why do the 49ers always open up with pass plays? I don't get it. They always open up trying to just sling the ball down the field. The identity of this team is to run the ball. They're built to run. The offensive linemen that we have are maulers. They're guys that are built to run the ball. I still to this minute do not understand why the 49ers decide and try to get really cute with these pass plays that Roman designs. And it's always the same pass plays. It just seems like there's no variety, and it just seems like they're running the same things all the time. And I don't know if they just can't figure out other plays, or if they're saving them, or what they're doing, or what they're saving them for. But we need to win games now because we have to make a playoff push. It just feels like they feel like they're good enough to make the playoffs, and when they make the playoffs, then they'll unleash the playbook. And that's weird. I don't know why, but that's just strange. You want to go just play the game of football and kill teams, annihilate teams. Go for the throw, go for the kill. And I just felt like, they got an opening touchdown, and then after that, they just said, we're fine now. We'll just play defense. I don't get it. Like, I don't get what the 49ers are doing. But Gore and Hyde, they didn't really run the ball well. When they did run it, they got a couple fumbles. Like I said, it wasn't great, but we got the win nonetheless. I thought Boldin had a phenomenal game. He came to play. Michael Crabtree also came to play on occasion. But Boldin really, the catches he made, Crabtree made a great catch on the sideline, though, before the half. When I was wondering what Harbaugh was thinking, Crabtree made this great grab and tiptoed on the sideline and got a catch and set up a field goal, which gave the 49ers a 10-7 lead at the half, which is what they really needed at the time. And I thought that was a great catch by Crabtree along the sideline. Other than that, I don't really know what he did. Boldin, phenomenal game. Amazing catch in the middle of the field. It took a hit from Ryan Clark. Actually, he took the hit, but actually delivered the hit. It was pretty cool. It was kind of funny because, not funny that he got hurt, but it was kind of funny that Ryan Clark was down on the field, and the poor guy gets a penalty for helmet-to-helmet contact because he obviously, or hit on a defenseless receiver, basically. And he was the one on the ground hurt while Boldin was still running. And funny that they called that defenseless receiver penalty on that, because, that was just strange that Boldin was the one that delivered the blow, but yet Ryan Clark got called for the penalty and he was on the ground. So I thought that was kind of funny in a little bit. For the most part, the refs did pretty well. I can only remember a couple plays where I was a little ticked off. One of the plays was a play where Griffin got sacked. Aaron Lynch and Eric Reed went in on the blitz basically, and Lynch and Reed met him at the same time and sacked him. It looked more vicious than what it was, and they called a helmet-to-helmet roughing the passer penalty on Lynch, when it was actually Eric Reed hit Griffin with his shoulder, and Griffin's head popped back, and Lynch and Reed actually hit helmet to helmet. So I feel like when you're going to call those kind of penalties, I think the NFL needs to review these penalties, because if you're going to call these ticky-tack helmet to helmet penalties, I think these are something that needs to be looked at. Like they got to start reviewing penalties like that, because those can really, springboard somebody to win a game. We saw in the game last year with Drew Brees. I mean, I bring it up again. They called it a roughing the passer penalty when he hit him with his arm, and it was literally on his chest. It just looked more vicious than what it was. And Drew Brees is like 5'2", and he turned around and Brooks is 6 foot whatever, and he hit him, and it looks more vicious than what it is. And they should review roughing the passer calls, like looking under the TV, looking under and say, oh my God, he didn't actually hit his helmet. He actually did lead with his shoulder. We're going to take that flag back. And I think those need to be reviewed. I really think those need to be reviewed. The other call was on the interception by Kaepernick, which I'm on the fence about this one because, and I'll tell you why. I do not like illegal contact, that the whole putting the hands on the receiver thing, because I understand, like, if you just touch him, it's just 5 yards on the field, you're just feeling him out, you just touch him, whatever, and you're feeling where he is or whatever, just so you can, play the ball, whatever. That's fine or whatever. And a lot of times San Francisco gets called for those. I mean, sometimes the guy's just running by on the field and the guy just puts his hand out just to, see where he is basically. And it's not impeding the progress. It's not doing anything. It's not really, it's just a touch. But I've seen penalties called on San Francisco like that. But this one, it was interception by the rookie. I forgot who the Redskins guy is. Forgive me for that. Ducre, or I think his name was Ducre or something. Dupre, maybe it was Dupre. Anyways, he impeded Boldin by putting his arm out and stopped him way down the field. It was a long pass, and then he intercepted the ball. Should have been illegal contact, and it should have been either that or pass interference, but it should have been illegal contact regardless, and they didn't call it, and that pissed me off because despite me not believing in the penalty, it still is a penalty. And if you're going to call on the 49ers, what like they always seem to do, then call it on the other team as well. I mean, it was obvious they did it. And real quick, those are another things that I think that they should look at and call penalties for those under the camera as well. Those are things that I think should be replayed as well, just in case a guy doesn't pass interference and it is maybe offensive pass interference or something, because it seems like offensive guys are allowed to push a little bit more than defensive guys are, and they're allowed to touch. But the defensive guy, if he even gets near a receiver, it's immediately a flag, So I think those penalties should be reviewed as well, along with those like helmet to helmet, like roughing the passer calls, because they need to be looked at. They need to be checked because it happens so fast. These refs don't see it fast enough, I think, and they're quick to throw the flag. So that's it. Vernon Davis. What the heck is wrong with Vernon Davis? Can somebody please tell me what is wrong with Vernon Davis? He ran 2 routes on the third down plays short of the sticks. I don't know why he did that. Coach doesn't know why he did that. And if I see another jump catch, I want to jump through my screen and choke him. And what's wrong with him? What is wrong with Vernon Davis? Like, what? He caught a ball. It was a critical third down play. It was a play that they actually called the first down, but then they reviewed it and then they gave the ball back to the 49ers on fourth down. We ended up getting a 4th and 1 and still getting the first down. But still, he turns around, catches the ball, and instead of just catching, all he had to do was just catch the ball and just dive forward for the first down, but instead he jumps in the air to catch the ball in his body. Why are you jumping in the air? Now you're leaving yourself vulnerable, and what happens? He gets hit in the back and he just gets sent down to the ground. He's a yard short. Why would you do that, Vernon Davis? Like, why? Why do you feel the need to jump catch with your body? I do not understand this dude. I do not understand why he does the things he does. And it's just two times you run short on third down. You run the play short of the first down, and you can't figure out how to catch the ball and dive down to get the first down. I see Reggie Wayne do it. I see T.Y. Hilton do it. I see tons of receivers catch the ball and dive forward. How come this guy, after how many years he's been in the NFL, can't figure this out yet? I have no clue. He's, to me, that's just idiotic. That's you being a selfish person and just doing things that you want to do that you've done over the years, so you feel you should still be able to do it. If you can't teach yourself how to do that by now and you're in the NFL, something's wrong with you. And I know you're explosive. I know you're a fast tight end. I know you got all this potential and you had some great seasons here and there. But to me, you haven't lived up to your potential. You could be greater than that, and you're just not doing anything to perfect your game. And you can't do stupid things like that, like the minor things. Then you shouldn't. Why do you need a contract extension, and why do you need a bigger contract, and why'd you hold out at the beginning of the year? So I don't know. I can't deal with Vernon Davis. Let's talk defense. Defense did, of course, great work again. I did not like the run defense, though. That needs to be shored up. Got a big game against Seattle coming this week, and we can't have that defense being the way they're not being able to stop the run. I know we're minus a lot of players. I know we're minus Ian Williams and Glenn Dorsey still not back, but we need to get that run D shored up, because when Seattle comes to town on Thanksgiving, they will run and run and run. And Marshawn Lynch has already had great games against the 49ers, so we need to stop that. We need to stop Russell Wilson from being able to run. And they run that pretty much almost the same offense that Washington does with that read option. And Russell Wilson's going to tear us up with it if we don't do something about it. So I think the defense needs to step up. It's good to see Aldon Smith back, him and Aaron Lynch in the game. I don't know why Aaron Lynch didn't play as much snaps. Ahmad Brooks this time got all the snaps, which I don't think he should have been rewarded for last week, especially for what he said to Jim Tomsula and all the whole misunderstanding thing, and him benching himself. He didn't bench himself. He got benched, it turns out. And why is he being rewarded by almost playing the whole game when it should have been Aaron Lynch? I think Aaron Lynch has played better. I think Aaron Lynch is better. He's younger, more athletic. He's taller. He bats down more passes. I think he's a better option. Let Aaron Brooks come off the bench. Why does he have to be pleased? I don't get it. But anyways, that's just my opinion. But Chris Boldin again had a great game. The defense, tightened up when it needed to, made plays, and we were able to eke out a win. So here comes Seattle into town. Thursday night football. I always get nervous. I get very anxious when Seattle comes to town because I'm very nervous about Seattle. I was hoping the Cardinals would actually beat Seattle, because I was hoping for the scenario of the Cardinals winning the division, because I'm not scared of the Cardinals. I'm more scared of the Seahawks. I'm not really scared of them. I hate playing the Seahawks. They're just an annoying team to play. They really play the 49ers well. They match up better against the 49ers, and I don't like the matchups when it comes to the Seahawks. But especially with them playing at home, I don't want them being at home. So I was hoping they would lose, but they didn't. And now they're coming to town. Hopefully we can handle our business, do our thing. Of course, the big story is going to be the Crabtree Sherman thing from last year with the tip pass, and then Sherman running up to him to congratulate or to pat him on the butt, and Crabtree pushed him off. And then, of course, Sherman at the end of the game with his rant. So that's going to be the big story. That's going to be the big thing. Everybody's going to talk about that. I'm sure NBC is going to highlight that, or I believe it's on NBC. Yeah, NBC is going to highlight that. They're going to highlight all the things that happened in that NFC Championship game last year and make us relive it all and make us see it all over again. But hopefully the San Francisco 49ers get the win. They play better. Hopefully their play calling is better, because if they don't do anything right this time, they are going to lose, and they're going to lose big, because they have not played well at New Levi Stadium. They haven't done well, and Seattle's not bad. I know they're not the best road team, but they're not a bad team, and they play well defensively. And the San Francisco needs to get their act together. They need to run the ball. They need to run the ball on this team while they're vulnerable with that D tackle Mebane out. Brandon Mebane's out. Run the ball on them, please. Don't stop. Just keep going and don't stop. Don't try to pass the ball all over them. Don't try to do anything. Just run the ball, pass when you need to. Use Stevie Johnson. Stevie Johnson, Sherman can't cover him. Sherman hasn't been able to cover him. He won't cover him. He's too shifty. Just use Stevie Johnson. Don't telegraph those passes to Boldin. You know, they're going to be looking for it. So they love to see tendencies. That's what Seattle does. So hopefully the Niners adjust, figure it out, and we get a victory. So stay tuned this week. I will be on vacation, so I won't have a Niners news till I get back from that. Hopefully it's a happy one. I hate playing the Seahawks, so we'll see what happens. So you guys, let me know what you guys thought about the game against the Redskins. Let me know what you think about the upcoming game against Seattle. And let me know what you think about what I said about the calls and how referees, I think, should be, looked at under the camera for certain situations. All right. So for JT Magnum Niner News, I'm out. Peace.